the way I can describe that is I'm going to use myself as an illustration. When I was born, let me just take you a little bit on my background. I was born in a witchcraft home, and my father was a satanic priest, and my mother was a witch. And since I was a little boy, since I was a child, I was abused by my mother physically. I mean, she drew blood away from me, and it was a very nasty situation. I am not the only one. I have a large, big family, so since I was a little boy, I never was plugged into the breast of my mother to feel that kind of tenderness and passion, or that security. My mother never accepted me. Since I was born, she disliked me. She never wanted nothing to do with me. So as I grew up, I became a child abuse. She abused me. So I could never really understood from where my mother used to come from. And I could not relate to love, and yet there's something about a child abuse that you have to understand, that he never gonna give up. He's always gonna have questions, regardless if he grew up to be a man, regardless if he get married. He will never be complete, because there's something missing there in the childhood. Because he always was hunting, searching for that kind of love. And that had been taken away, or it had been cheated from that kind of love, subtle cheat. So I remember that I didn't have no childhood. I don't remember anything of my childhood. I grew up too fast to be a man because there was no other choice. I never played with toys. So one time, just to answer that question, Ruben, one time when I run away, when my mother told me, get out of my life, I never want to see you, you are not my son, you are a son of the devil, she tore me up apart and I cried. I was total taken. I was a broken kid. She broke my spirit, she broke my will. And I did hate my mother with passion. There was no such a thing of love and hate situation. It was hate, because I didn't love her anymore. Yes. And because I never have been around people who love you, yeah, that can detect of me, can damage my whole life against female, and about the masculine image, because I didn't have the supervision of a father. Right. And I never really honestly knew my father that much. When I ran away, I was 8 years old, and I became a survivor. And when I became a survivor, I was thrown right there on the street. That's the reason I grew up too fast. Mm-hmm. So now I don't have my mother to cook for me. Yeah. I didn't have my brother to play with me. So here I was in a lonely world, brutal, cold, calculated, and I was just a kid. I just was a kid. So the way I survived, okay, I had to steal, I had to break into the grocery store and take so many loaves of bread and salami and things like that. So I used to sleep in the beach in Puerto Rico. So I remember very well, that's the only thing that I never forget, and it still has made an everlasting impression in me, and how strong love is. Mm-hmm. A dog, an ugly Puerto Rican dog. I mean, that dog was ugly and it's skinny. It was starving to death, this dog. Used to follow me every place I used to go. And when I was sleeping, he was right there with me. And this dog was so close to me in the short time that I tried to get rid of the dog. So I said, this dog, the only thing he loved me is because he is so skinny, he need food, so let me let me get ready of the dog. So I grabbed the dog, and I took that dog, and I tried to drown the dog, and I threw him in this river, but the dog knew how to swim, so he started coming back. Well, the thing that dog teach me was that when I used to go and steal, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, everything was quiet. In Puerto Rico, it was silent. The only thing that you hear was the bark of the dog after midnight. And then I remember that as I went to steal and I break into this grocery store, I was inside and the dog started barking and barking and barking and barking. I said, shut up. I used to talk to them, shh, because I can get busted. So then I got very sick. And when I got very, very sick, the dog noticed that I wasn't playing, that I wasn't happy, that because the dog used to keep me company. And I was vomiting constantly. I could not stop. I have fever. I have a cold sweat. So about 1 o'clock, the dog knew that there was something wrong with me. So I was shaking so bad, and I thought I'm gonna die. So the dog began to lick my face. He tried to comfort me. And the pain, and because the cramp was so strong inside of my stomach, I fell asleep. The dog put me to sleep. And then when I wake up, the most unique things and the most sweet thing that the dog never moved, warmed me with his body, and when I wake up, he was there close to me. You see, if I had that kind of love in the human way, in the mother way, I would be just a kid, a normal kid.
Normal kid.
So it is that kind of love that the kids need. We live in a place that we are too busy. Our parents are too busy. Survival is the name of the game because we wasn't satisfied with one car. We want two. We are not satisfied with just one pair of shoes. We want more. So then we began to get more greedy. And greedy. So now, mom and dad have to work to
please us.
To please us and to supply our need. So this has taken us away a little bit from that kind of warm spirit that is supposed to be in the family, and that's dangerous because today kids and teenagers and young people, you need your mother, you need your father, and that's the breaker of the family in the United States. It's getting dangerous.